Modern infrastructure is tethered to millions of miles of electrified wire. When the current drops to zero globally, the primary hazard shifts from a lack of connectivity to the kinetic energy of systems already in motion. Traffic signals go instantly dark, turning dense urban highway interchanges into sites of immediate, high-speed gridlock as drivers lose their primary safety cues. High-speed electric rail lines lose propulsion. Millions of commuters are abruptly stranded in dead train cars, trapped between major cities or sealed inside pitch-black tunnels. In the sky, planes generate their own power, but the ground-based radar systems and runway lights they rely on for landing suddenly fail. Pilots are forced to navigate crowded airspace manually, using visual flight rules to find a safe runway. Below ground, the halt triggers the Great Trapping. Millions of people find themselves simultaneously locked inside elevators, secure office buildings, and stalled subway cars, with no automated way out. The first hour is a massive, synchronized physical trauma. Human civilization physically freezes in its tracks. As the initial shockwave settles, major institutions turn to their emergency safety nets, operating on the assumption that this is a temporary, localized glitch. In hospitals, life support machines and active surgeries keep running because massive basement diesel generators roar to life to carry the electrical load. But this safety net relies on a flawed logic. These engines cannot be refueled because the gas station pumps across the city require electricity to dispense the fuel. The roar of backup engines provides a temporary reprieve, but it is a finite one. Without electric pumps to replenish fuel, civilization begins a strict countdown measured in diesel gallons. Between hours 2 and 6, digital isolation sets in. Cell phone tower battery backups typically last only 2 to 6 hours. Once they deplete, global mobile networks die. The internet fractures shortly after. Data centers and subsea cables require constant cooling to prevent a meltdown. Without power, servers shut down to prevent hardware fires, severing the world's communication. A critical biological threat follows. Municipal water systems rely on electric pumps. As the water towers drain, the pressure in homes and apartments drops to zero. Modern commerce is almost entirely electronic. This view of the New York Stock Exchange illustrates the vulnerability. As screens and ATMs go dark, humanity is forced back into a manual, cash-only economy for basic survival. By hour 6, the collapse of information networks prevents a coordinated emergency response, exactly as basic survival resources begin to vanish. By the half-day mark, the global cold chain breaks. Warehouses and homes lose refrigeration, leading to the spoilage of food and critical temperature-sensitive medications like insulin. Then there is the engineering reality of nuclear power. If a plant loses connection to the main grid, it initiates a SCRAM, an automatic emergency shutdown. A shutdown doesn't instantly remove the heat. The core still requires active water cooling to prevent a meltdown, making the survival of backup pumps a global safety emergency. As the Earth rotates, every city experiences its darkest night since the 19th century. Car headlights and fires become the only light sources as the noise of modern life vanishes. This 24-hour cycle hides a dangerous truth. The infrastructure of civilization is decaying, and the most hazardous phase is yet to come. When the 24 hours are up, you might expect the electrical grid to simply snap back to life. This image shows the precision blades of a massive turbine. Grid operators face the black start paradox. Power plants require electricity to start generating electricity. They cannot simply be flipped back on. Engineers must use small generators to jumpstart larger ones, carefully matching the alternating current frequencies across a fragmented network to avoid crashing the system again. This diagram represents grid stability. If millions of appliances try to turn on at the same moment the power returns, the demand spike will instantly trip the breakers and collapse the grid. To avoid another crash, grid operators must carefully nurse the world back into a powered state, manually resynchronizing nodes at substations like these over days or weeks. The 24-hour cycle reveals the thin line between the modern world and the 19th century. We are always exactly one day away from a different era of history.